Okay, just like with squeeze theorem, we're going to use mean value theorem, or if we use anything that has the word theorem in it, the first thing you have to do is show that you meet the conditions of that theorem. For mean value theorem, you have to have a function that is continuous on a closed interval, differentiable on the open interval, meaning not necessarily including the endpoints. Then, if that is true, then you can say the slope of the secant line from one point, one x value to the other, there must be some point inside the interval such that the derivative at that point is equal to the slope of that secant line you just found. So those are the steps you're going to do. You have to show that you meet the conditions of the theorem. You've got to state a couple of things. You got to state, like I'm literally telling you the answer here. You got to state that the function is continuous on the closed interval, differentiable on the open interval. How do we know both of those? Because it's a polynomial. It's differentiable everywhere. It's continuous everywhere. Then you have to find the slope of the secant line. Just change in y over change in x. These are both x's. Then, if you're going to use the theorem, the last thing you say is by that theorem. So you'll say by the mean value theorem, and you'll state this conclusion. Now, for part B, the mean value theorem doesn't tell you how to find that value C. You're just going to use algebra to do that. Okay, then in part or number 2 here, think about mean value theorem and what it says here. The mean value theorem says that if we calculate the slope of the secant line, whatever that slope is, at some point inside the interval, the derivative equals the slope of that secant line. So if our derivative only gets so big, our secant lines can only get so big. So, like again, I'm kind of giving you the answer here. This is the maximum value for the slope of the secant line. So if we do change in y over change in x, if I do f of 15 minus f of 3 over 15 minus 3, that has to be less than or equal to 10. I know f of 3. I know 15 minus 3. I'm just going to solve then for f of 15. So it's just a little bit of algebra here. Again, I kind of basically said exactly what you're going to write down and solve.